The Detroit Free Press has announced it is ending its City Hall press room 13 years after their office was moved from the 11th floor to the basement.
Well, according to Freep, the move will help save money and will not impact their reporting, but not all of their reporters are behind the plan.
Joining us now is M.L. Elrick, an investigative reporter with the Free Press, who won the Pulitzer Prize for local reporting in 2009 for his work on the downfall of then-Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. And let me be clear, I don't disagree with the Free Press no longer paying rent for terrible offices in the basement of City Hall. What I'm advocating for is that the mayor and city council and the building authority that runs City Hall to provide a free media room for all reporters on the mayor's floor, where we had been for over 40 years, or on the city council floor. Because when you have watchdogs, you want to be able to watch something. And when you're in the basement, that's never where you put a watchdog. That's where you put an old dog that's having accidents on the carpet. And really, when we were on the 11th floor, we saw a lot of other people having accidents. It turned out to be criminal.
So that's, in your opinion, is that what you think got you all sent right to the basement?
That's a good question. It was not the Kilpatrick administration that banished us to the basement. It was the Bing administration. And they'll have to speak for themselves, but at the time they said that they needed that office space for staffing needs. Well, essentially what they did was they took our offices and turned it into a TV set that didn't really have any press conferences, and we're in the basement. So if I had to guess, I would say that they just didn't want somebody watching them too closely. And when you have elected officials and politicians that don't want to be watched too closely, I think that's when we need to watch them even more closely, because it means they're doing something they don't want us to see.
Yeah, but it's also you. I don't know if I'd want you outside of my office either, with all the investigating that you've done. But I mean, all jokes aside, though, as reporters, we do have a right to be there, and we have a right to see what's happening.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I was no longer assigned to cover City Hall when we got moved, so somebody else must have stepped on their toes. But it's absolutely imperative, and most governments do provide free space for the media to report on what's going on in government. Elected officials say they believe in transparency. It's really easy to prove that. Just give us a spot on the front door.
So what is the mayor's office saying here? You know, Mayor Duggan, what is his office saying here? I mean, you know, you can make the case it's between the media and the mayor's office and City Hall. And what would you say to the viewers even tonight watching, going, why should we care?
Well, we should care because when we were on the mayor's floor in a different administration, we saw lots of things that turned out to be criminal conduct. Contractors coming to the mayor's office, visitors coming to the mayor's office with cash for the mayor. When you're in the basement, you don't see anybody going to the mayor's office. You don't see anybody going to city council. And I'm not suggesting that our mayor or city council are corrupt. I am suggesting that if they got nothing to fear, then they should have us as close as possible. Not only because they have nothing to fear, but because it sends a message to the public that we are comfortable with the media being here. We have nothing to hide. And we want them to come here and tell you what we're doing, because we want the people to understand what's going on in City Hall, which is first and foremost the people's house.
It feels like it's feeding into a lot of that distrust that the public has now, and sometimes unfairly toward the media. But in this instance, there's nothing you all can do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could keep paying rent in the basement, but you know, how many contractors have we seen going to the mayor's office from 12 floors, because we're actually below ground now? This is something that everybody should be concerned about, and I hope people will reach out to the mayor's office and will reach out to city council and say, put the media back where it belongs, on the doorstep. The mayor says he has no position on this. City council president Mary Sheffield says she would like us to be up higher and where we have a good vantage point, but she said we can't spare any space on our floor, so we're stuck in the basement, or we get the people to rise up. Yeah.
Well, you know, you wrote an article about this here in the Detroit Free Press yesterday. So I'm going to go back to an earlier question I asked you. What is the mayor's office, what is City Hall telling you about this situation?
Yeah, like I said, the mayor says he has no position on this. City Council President Mary Sheffield says, I believe in transparency, and I think you guys should have more of a front row seat for what's going on. Now, the interesting thing about City Hall is it's basically run by a joint authority, which means it's sort of a quasi-governmental body. They collect the rent, they manage the building, and they're telling us, you know, if you want to keep paying rent to be in the basement, you can stay in the basement, but you guys don't want to pay rent anymore, so I guess you're going. And I said, yeah, we're going. But when we leave, the media will probably never get back into City Hall, and that's where everybody loses, because We know it. We're journalists. When people are working and raising their families, we're the ones who sit there and watch all those boring meetings, waiting for something important to happen. I would not wish that on anybody else, but we're willing to take on that responsibility, that burden to say, we will be the watchdogs, we will be the sentinels, and when something's going wrong, we will tell you. We can't see it from the basement.
No, that feels very much like sending a message.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's time for elected officials who say they have nothing to fear to put some walk behind the talk.
Agreed.
M.L. Elric, thank you so much for being here tonight. Best of luck with your situation here with Detroit City Hall.
Well, it's all of our situation, and I'm so grateful you guys are here because more reporters in Detroit is exactly what we need. So I hope that you guys have only the best of luck with this new endeavor.
Thank you.
Thank you.